Hello, my name is Dr. Jessica Butello, and I am the instructor for EDUC 216, Nature and Conditions of Learning. I've taught this class for a few different semesters. Was recently Dr. Linda Webster's class, so I'm instructing it for her. I absolutely love this class. I wanted to post a video for you guys just to kind of introduce myself and also give you a little bit of an introduction to the course. I know that sometimes when we have online courses, there can be a bit of a disconnect, and my goal throughout this class is to be able to stay as connected as possible with you guys and have a constant communication. So I'll be posting videos like this weekly for you. And it'll be nice to see my face every week, even though it will be through cyberspace. So this class, what you guys are going to learn is various different learning theories, and you're going to kind of see how these learning theories develop throughout the different stages of development all the way through adulthood. And what I love most about this course is that there's a really big emphasis on application of these theories, particularly with teaching strategies and in the educational field. And this course allows a lot of opportunities for discussion and opportunities for you to really take these theories and apply them to your own, your own roles as educators and whatever field that you're in. We really see learning happening more than just in education. It's happening everywhere. So this class is applicable in all different fields. And what I love about this class is how much it lets you really take these theories into practice and kind of share those with each other and brainstorm different interventions with each other. So I really absolutely love this class. It was one of my favorite classes when I was in grad school. And just kind of, I think that's a good start with my introduction for myself. So I'll go ahead and introduce kind of myself a little bit. So I graduated from University of the Pacific almost 3 years ago with a PhD in educational psychology. So it wasn't long ago when I was in your guys' shoes. And right now I work as a school psychologist for Lucia Mar Unified School District. So that's over in San Luis Obispo area. And I teach some online classes for University of the Pacific. And I love teaching these classes because it's really neat getting to know all of you guys, and all of you provide such interesting input and a lot of great ideas that I've actually been able to take and use in my own practice. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to a good semester with you guys. So just a little bit about this course. I don't know if you guys have had time, but it would be really important for you to kind of play around in the course in Canvas, take a look at the syllabus and the different pages because it has a lot of good information for you. This course is divided into 4 different clusters. And each cluster will take, depending on the cluster, 2 to 4 weeks to complete the cluster. And in the cluster, it's broken down into weeks. So for example, cluster 1, which is this week, has 3 different weeks that make up this cluster. So it's going to take us 3 weeks to get through it. And for this cluster 1, week 1, everyone will be going through the lecture on overview of learning. And then week 2 will be development of expertise. And then week 3 will be a learning module of your choice. So there's a few different choices that you can choose from. Whatever sparks your interest the most, you can choose that one, and that will be your 3rd week. So those 3 weeks make up a cluster. So at the end of the cluster, at the end of the 3 weeks, for example, for this cluster, you're going to complete a discussion just based on your learning over the whole 3 weeks. And so to talk a little bit about these discussions, you guys will be into small discussion groups that are generated by Canvas. So there'll be about 3 or 4 of you in each group. And you will be, like I said, kind of taking the information you learn and applying it to your professional practice. So, how that kind of looks like is possibly taking like a case example or real life example and kind of talking about that. and just kind of breaking that down, and you guys will engage in a rich discussion back and forth. And it's important for you guys to make sure that you respond to at least 2 peers in the discussion. So, and of course, this response needs to be something that's, in depth and showing great depth of thought, not just, I agree, or that's a great comment, I really like your comment. I want to see, some rich discussion happening, and I will be, kind of reading those discussions as well and giving some of my input throughout. So every single discussion, so there's going to be 4 altogether because there's 4 clusters. So there's going to be a new person in your group facilitating the discussion each week. So hopefully if there's 4 people in each group, you will each get 1 chance to be able to kind of get the discussion going. And so there's more information on that. If you go into the syllabus and look at course requirements, it breaks down exactly how those discussions should look like and has the rubrics all posted up there. So I really recommend reading that rubric through before you go ahead and get started on those discussions. So just be kind of thinking about your discussion as you're going through each week of the cluster. So like I said, 4 discussions will be happening. So when we look at each week, so week 1, like I said, this first week is going to be overview of learning. And a great way to be able to get to that kind of first week is to go under the modules and find it under the modules. So this will be under module 1. And so what you're going to be doing this week is you're going to be learning all about just overview of learning in general. There's going to be different videos, and there's readings for you to do, PowerPoints. So I think it's it's mixed up really well, and it'll be very engaging for you. And throughout the weeks, there will be quizzes randomly mixed in. A little bit about those quizzes. They're 10 questions, a mixture of multiple choice and true false. And there's no time limit to take those, so you can really take your time on those. And you have 3 chances to take them. So if you don't do so well the first time or the second time, you have a 3rd time to get a good score. So that's just to make sure that you guys are really going through the readings. And really just make sure to check in that you're doing the work. Also, what you guys are going to be doing is after each week in the cluster, you're going to be completing a quick write. And those quick writes will always be due Sunday at midnight. And so these quick writes will be no more than a page and a half. So it really is pretty brief. And so you're really going to be reflecting on your learning, bringing up any questions that you still might have. I want you to bring up at least 2 points that kind of struck you as interesting or engaging, and kind of talk about why. So I want to see, again, just kind of that depth of thinking in these reflections. So those will be weekly. At the very end, we will have a reflection paper that's going to be worth 20% of your grade, just reflecting on the course. We will also have a final project with students really enjoy this as their final. So what you're going to do is kind of take all the information that you've learned, and you're going to develop a research question that can pertain to your field, and you're going to just be doing some research on it. And then you're going to be creating some type of product of your research. So some students have done like a TEDx type talk. Some students use Prezi and do a presentation. Some students write a paper. So however you want to do it, you're going to create a product. And then we're going to be doing peer reviews on this as well. So you're going to be able to share this with a couple of your peers, and they're going to give you feedback on that. So that pretty much covers the course. If you guys could take some time and go through and look at the syllabus, like I said, that would be very important. Best way to reach me is through email, which I have on the syllabus page. It's my j_butello@u.pacific.edu, and I will do my best to be as prompt as I can in my responses and in my feedback, because I know it can be very difficult in an online course. So I want to make sure that I'm in constant contact with you guys. So again, just as a reminder, for this first week, you're going to be going through the overview of learning, which you can find in the module section. Go through that, and then you're going to complete your first quick write, which is going to be due this Sunday. I believe that's January 20th at midnight. And just make sure that you read through the rubric on how that should be written. Also, I'd love for you guys in the discussion section to please do an introduction of yourself so that we can all get to know each other. We're going to be engaging in a lot of discussion, and so I think it would be great for us to all kind of learn a little bit more about each other and our different backgrounds. So if you have a minute, please go in and introduce yourself. I'm really, really looking forward to this semester with you guys. And again, like I said, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me through email. Other than that, I will see you next week.